everyone, welcome back to my channel All Sorted, and this video is very special because here I am in conversation with Kartik Gadling, one of my friends from VNIT Nagpur who just graduated from IIM Bangalore batch of 2021. In this video we'll be having casual conversations about his life at IIM Bangalore, what you can expect when you'll be joining IIMs, the trimester pattern, everything, learnings at IIM, what you should know before entering the IIM journey, the MBA journey, what you can learn now, virtual summer internship, everything regarding the journey of 1 year into the campus of IIM Bangalore, 1 year virtual MBA, his learnings in the initial days. Promise you there will be a lot of learnings for you as an MBA aspirant, as a person who will be joining IIM or any B school this year. So guys, keep watching if this is relevant to you and enjoy the conversation. So hello everyone, welcome to my channel All Sorted, and this time we are in conversation with Kartik Gadling. He just graduated from IIM Bangalore, and Kartik is also from my college VNIT, so I know him from past days. So first we'll get to know something about Kartik's background first of all. So first of all, hi Kartik, welcome to this conversation.
Hello, Akhil. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. How do you feel first of all to be just graduating IIM Bangalore in the times of COVID?
Yeah, it feels really wonderful, right? Because when we started our journey back in 2019 for the MBA, we were not thinking graduating in this kind of scenarios, right?
Yeah.
We didn't had any convocation event as well for us.
Yeah.
So the whole second year went in virtual setup only. So it was bit struggling MBA for us
Yeah.
in a matter of that sense.
Right, right, right. So, Kartik, before we go on to the conversation, I would like to understand your background. Where do you come from, and how you went from engineering to MBA? So, can you just tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I will talk about my background first. So I belong to Maharashtra. There is a Yavatmal district, and I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from VNIT Nagpur.
Yeah.
After that, I had 2 years of professional work experience in automobiles domain with
Okay.
Maruti Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
And here, while doing my job, I was quite fascinated the way Maruti handles its marketing division.
Okay.
So this laid a foundation for me to choose market MBA as an option, particularly in the domain of marketing. You can
Oh,
say.
cool.
So yeah, after that, I went to IIM Bangalore to complete my MBA in the
Yeah.
batch of 2019-21.
Correct.
And currently, I will be joining Dr. Reddy's laboratory in their marketing management function.
Sure, sure, sure. So I and Kartik also did our summer internship together at Dr. Reddy's. I was into HR from TISS and Kartik from IIM Bangalore into marketing. So Kartik, just before the WorkX getting to the time you just graduated from VNIT and joined the work. So how did you feel that? Did you decided early on that you'll be doing MBA after 2 years, or what was the thought process about CAT and exams? These exams.
No, there was nothing this kind of sort that I will be doing MBA after 2 years, right? Just after graduating from VNIT.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually it led on to the choice of getting MBA done because first, being a mechanical engineer, I wanted to work in a PSU or let's say any government job that you can get through GATE exam. But eventually I thought you should have one post-graduation degree and the kind of work ethics that I had with Maruti Suzuki, I was their territory service manager.
Okay.
And as you all know, Maruti has more than 50% of the market share. So how it carries out their marketing activities, or let's say the kind of market research that they do before launching any new products in the market, right?
Right.
So this type of things quite fascinated me, and
Okay.
from that point onward, I thought of giving MBA as a career option, and then I attempted CAT twice, and then luckily in the second attempt I got it cleared.
Nice.
And yeah.
So, when was your first attempt? Like just after 1 year of WorkX, and like, how did you prepare with your job throughout? Tell us something about your preparation.
Yeah, yeah. So as I already told about my job was particularly in the field work, right? So it involved too much of traveling and across the states and visiting numerous amount of
Hmm.
dealerships and workshops.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get into any classroom program as such, or let's say any weekend program for any institute. But I solely relied on self-study through the mock test series of Time and IMS
Okay.
and all the online material that is available with all of us
Mm-hmm.
to clear the doubts. And
Okay.
also, I had time study material with me to study the concept from the book. So
Okay.
all these kind of things quite helped me a lot. And some few more points in the CAT preparation, I would like to say that uh, everyone does the study and effort, right?
Yeah.
But you all you have is 3 hours to perform
Hmm.
in the CAT.
Yeah.
You need to calm and be relaxed at that point of time. You do not need to panic because nobody will ask you how much efforts you have done.
Hmm.
Only the matter is that 3 hours you have to perform your 100% and give the best.
Sure. 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 So you gave a CAT attempt twice, right? So any
Yeah.
learnings that you had from the first attempt that you applied in the second one?
Yeah, so in the first attempt, I was not that much sure, very much sure about how this all thing will be.
Hmm.
Only 2 3 months of practice and some 2 3 mocks, and then I directly landed into giving the CAT.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not that much
Okay.
serious attempt from me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I had no proper channel of thoughts also in line with this MBA journey.
Okay. Okay.
But when I put my efforts in the second attempt,
Mm-hmm.
it was very much clear that I want to be in the domain of management field later on in my career.
Yeah.
So I had to put much efforts and a lot particular time to study, give the mock tests and all.
Correct.
It
Correct.
was quite an interesting journey for me.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of viewers of this session will be people who are preparing with the job. So, what would be your advice to them? Many people ask me, should we take a gap year, entire year for CAT preparation? What would be your answer to them?
Honestly, I don't think you should take a whole 1 year of gap without any work ex, right?
Hmm.
Wholly just studying for the CAT exam. Because later on, when you enter the B school, you will have to justify the 1 year of this gap what you had to the recruiters or at any stage of your MBA journey. So it will get a bit of difficult for you.
Correct.
And along with the work is you have ample amount of time, I think, to crack
Hmm.
CATs. Honest efforts of 6 to 7 months,
Hmm.
even in the weekends, if you devote all the weekends to
Correct.
study,
Yeah.
you can easily crack it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure, sure. So I also advise the same thing, that because why would you, take that effort to justify yourself, that why you take, and because then it will be seen as if you cannot handle two things at one time. You won't be able
exactly.
to, and especially in IIMs when the curriculum is so hectic, they would expect you to do three, four things at a time and handle everything. So I think that one point can also affect your interviews later. So it's
Yeah.
better if you can prepare with your job, right? Also, Karthik, we now let's get back to those days when your result finally came and you converted IIM Bangalore. So how was that feeling, first of all, and how were the first few days of entering IIM Bangalore?
Yeah, so honestly speaking, I was waiting too much for the IIM Bangalore results, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I still remember the day when the result came out. I was just finishing up my work in the office, and
Mm-hmm.
entire day I was scrolling through Pagal Guy to
Uh-huh.
just get an update about when the expected date of results
Correct.
are for IMB, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and in the evening, I suppose I got the mail, and I consider this moment as one of my happiest moment of the life till
Yeah.
now, because I had my best call as I am Bangalore from the
Okay.
CAT,
Mm-hmm.
and I luckily converted it. So I was very much happy with it and satisfied with my performance as well.
Nice. And then when you entered the B school finally, and so let tell us about the first month that you got inducted at IIM Bangalore. How were those days?
Yeah. So first of all, I would say the initial stage that you go through in any top-based school, right? It will be a bit of hectic for you, and especially with a guy with 2 years of work ex doing some field job it is very much difficult for you to concentrate in class and sit at one position for around 90 minutes in a classroom, right? So it gets a bit of difficult for you to concentrate in the class. And but as the time goes, you will adapt with the environment, because the entire MBA environment will be new for you. Your peers will be definitely much more talented than you, as good as you in every aspect.
Yeah.
So you need to think of that also.
Yeah.
And as the time passes, all these things will get habitual. Like, let's say, projects, submissions, presentations, exams, quizzes. There are n number of things that you will be requiring to do to clear an MBA, right?
Right.
So, but after the time passes, it will get habitual with you.
Correct, correct. We hear a lot about IIM grads, especially from ABC, not getting enough sleep in the 2 years. And tell us, like, did you get enough time, and can you burst that myth, something, if it is a myth?
Yeah, I would most likely disagree with this fact, because I feel that for most of your MBA time, you will get around 6 to 7 hours of proper sleep in a day, barring few exceptions like your project submissions, or let's say the exam days, because at the end you need to score well in the exam, and you need to meet the deadlines to clear the subjects, right? So in those 2 3 days, or let's say 1 week or so, you will definitely pull an all nighter out to study and do other stuff. So barring these few exceptions, there is ample amount of time to sleep. So it is not like that you will
Right.
only get 2 3 hours of sleep a day for whole 2 years.
Right, right, right. So also a lot of people are, apprehensive that because so many bright minds will be a part of your batch. So do you think anyone needs to, like someone coming from a non-economics background, will they be able to handle the subjects really well inside, or should they beforehand do some reading, basic stuff? If you can advise on that.
Yeah, so being an engineer, right, I found some two subjects. One is the finance domain, and second is of the economics domain.
Okay.
To be a bit of difficulty for us to understand during the MBA.
Right.
So I would like to advise that you can, before joining to any B school, right, you can go through the basic terminologies of financial accounting, as well as the economics things, because these things will help you get a better understanding when these topics are taught in the classroom.
Yeah.
And if I talk about the diversity that B school has, right, so there is lot to learn from your peers, and this in turn will increase the competition as well to a different stage, which has its positives and negatives with it, which can affect as a student to you. Yeah, so.
Right, right, right. So, especially for this batch, seeing right now will be entering in the virtual MBA right now. So, if they get on board virtually, so what would be your advice from the learnings of second year? Because your second year, like me, was also virtual MBA. So,
Yeah.
in that case, you must have also guided your juniors this time who, came in virtually. So, any tips or advice how they can connect with their peers virtually, how they can do well virtually? So, yeah.
Yeah, so first of all, I would like to state the fact that this all virtual setup comes with a lot of uncertainties, and you need to focus on whatever things are in your hand.
Yeah.
So first thing is communicating, right? Communication, there is a lot of barrier in this virtual setup. The physical touch is lost here. You can't go just to anyone's room and ask for help, or let's say you can't do a group study as well in this virtual setup. But one thing you can do is don't hesitate to reach out to anyone, even it is virtually.
Correct.
Right? And few more things are like, first of all, you need to focus on your academics in the first year, because as you progress to the second year, it will be difficult to raise your grades and academic performance in the second year, because you will score if you score badly in the first year. So what I would suggest is listen to the lectures, and which will constitute your 80% of effort should be in the lectures itself, because there are so many things to do after the lectures. You won't be getting enough time to again go back to the lecture slides and then study on the regular basis as we do in
Hmm.
engineering, or let's say prior to that. So this was one big learning for me.
Right, right. Especially Karthik, also I would talk about the summer internship, that we prepare almost like 2, 3 months entering the B school, we start preparing for the summers. And
Yeah.
that period is also quite hectic. We are attending lectures, you're also preparing for the summer internships. So, any advice on the CV points? A lot of people ask me, how do they get the CV points, relevant CV points, and any takes on the summer internship part, how they can maybe polish their CV beforehand coming to the MBA. Right now, when there's 1 month gap to joining the B school, what they can do
Mhm.
right now. So, in that,
Yeah. So I believe the most important part of the first year of MBA journey is your summer placements, and it is very important that you get a good summer placement, right?
hmm,
Because eventually you will be trying for the PPO, and if you land up in your dream company, then you're definitely wanting a PPO, right?
yeah,
So, and whatever the summer placements are, majorly in every college will depend on your past, not on the just 2 3 months or four
hmm,
months that you did in the MBA college.
hmm,
So first of all, I would advise the student that get a prior idea about how the CV process and resume making process works in your college,
hmm,
how the verification and all is done,
hmm, hmm,
what are the things you should mention as work experience, which all things will be there, let's say a position of responsibility, extracurricular achievements that you do, how all these things are incorporated in your college CV.
right.
So then you will get a prior idea about which all things you need to consider while thinking about making a
Hmm,
CV, right?
hmm,
Complete
hmm,
CV.
hmm,
So in you need to go back to your 10th, 12th, your whole academic career
hmm,
of engineering or any bachelor's that you did. Then your a lot of work experience if you had different work experiences, right? So all these things, how you can, let's say, put it in CV, and
hmm.
which will make you one of the best candidates that recruiters will be waiting for.
Sure, sure.
So I think, yeah, these are all the things that you should be keeping in mind before entering.
Also, I would right, Karthik. Also, I would say that collect your certificates, whatever you have done till now, maybe of the position of responsibility,
Yeah.
anything, because you'll need a
Yes.
proof to show to the place
Yes.
com, and you cannot write any point without verification. So please try
Yes.
collecting the certificates which you thought you gained in school or college, because a lot of times we don't have that. Or
Yes.
else get it written on mail from your professor in charge or whoever, whatever you can do about it. So
Yes. So one more point I would like to
yeah,
add here is talk to your school
hmm,
before entering only. Talk to your school. Get all the things that you did in your school life, right?
hmm, hmm,
In, let's say, in their official mail ID
hmm,
or some
correct,
stamp paper,
hmm,
and talk with your boss of your work experience.
yeah,
He should be helping you when the
yeah,
time comes, right? He should at least know that he has to approve some points
sure, sure,
that whatever you write.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, also an advice to people: don't spoil your relations with your current manager, because because you'll need his verification proof that yes, you did some work there, whatever you'll write. So because you have converted a college, don't act foolishly and don't spoil your relations that I'm going now. I don't need to be any in good contact with them. So please. So yeah, thanks Karthik for that. What about the semester and trimester pattern? A lot of people coming from engineering have a semester pattern, and you suddenly get into trimester mode in IIMs. So, can you tell us a bit about that? How to handle and
Yeah.
yeah.
So this new trimester model is what makes the MBA life
Hmm.
hectic in top B schools, right? Because every semester is of only roughly 3 months,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And in those 3 months, you have around 6 subjects, In those 6 subjects, you will be having, let's say, on an average, 5 to 6 parameters to evaluate your performance in each of the subjects. So every now and then you will be presenting something, you will be writing a report of something, you will be submitting an assignment, you will be giving some quizzes as well. So all this kind of thing drives you sometimes crazy in the initial days. But you need to be there, and eventually this all becomes habitual, right? Matlab, after 1 or 2 semesters, you will learn to adapt with this kind of environment and do whatever you wish to do in your MBA.
Right. So Kartik, we talked about all the, hard work that you do inside the college. So is there any time to enjoy, and how you guys manage to chill and enjoy in the campus?
Yeah, so in the first year, I must say, till your summer placement get over, you will be living a hectic life. And initial 1 or 2 semesters, you will be taking time to just adapt to the new environment, right? But if I talk about IIM B, it is a great campus to live in, right? And the sports facility there are excellent. If I talk about myself, I was a regular volleyball player and visited IIM Kozhikode and IIM Ahmedabad for Inter IIM sports tournament. So these kind of things are really a great fun in all those academic stuff that is a regular thing in your MBA, right? One more thing I would like to add is the clubs and societies which are run by students. There will be two type of persons in this. One will be who will choose their clubs to just enhance their skills, and in whichever domain they want to work, they will go in that particular clubs. Let's say operations, marketing, consulting, or finance one.
Right.
But there will be other set of students which will be opting the clubs purely on the basis of their interest. Adventure and mountaineering clubs, or sports committees, then other instruments, or music, dance clubs. So these kind of things be very much useful in keeping your mind off from the academics and enjoy.
Right.
And also, I think there will be a lot of parties, lots of events, be it sports, cultural, or business related. So in every weekend, there will be something or the other for you already arranged.
Right. So you guys work hard and party harder in that case.
Yeah, that was the case at the IIM B, suppose.
Yeah. Also, I think some finance enthusiasts do CFA level courses, and I've seen many people doing it just before entering the B school also. So do you think if someone is very sure of their specialization, they should do some certification beforehand? Does that help?
Yes, definitely. It is add-on to their profile, I suppose. If you have done any certification prior to entering into the MBA, because it kind of results in showing your how much interested in this particular domain you are, right? To the recruiters as well.
Right.
So they will obviously select if the parallel students are there, they will obviously go for one particular person who is genuinely interested in that domain in which they are offering a role.
Sure.
So, and the learning that you get from these kind of courses will be also good to talk in your interview process as well.
So it is beneficial in two ways: for your learning, and also to show the recruiters that you're really interested in that domain. So that works in both ways. Yeah. Kartik, also, can you tell us a bit about, now we talked about CFA, so how people choose their specializations in IIMs? In your case, how did you choose, or what's the scene like?
Yeah. So regarding the specialization, one should go for their strength. In your summer placement, let's say you need to prioritize one particular domain in which you need to study and prepare for the summer, and keep one additional domain ready as well, prepared, because you never know in those 2-3 days what might happen to you, because it is kind of so much stressful situation of the placements. Every B school does their placements in 2-3 days, not, let's say, at max in 1 week. And if in those 2-3 days something bad happens with you and you have only prepared for one domain, it will impact you in that in those days. So you need to consider some backup plan, and I think it should be a mix of your prior work experience and the interest of your own. Like in which role you will want to work after 5-6 years from here.
Right.
So in those direction you should think and then select the domain of your choice.
Yeah. Do you think so? Is the first year not? Do we not choose a particular specialization, or do we only select the electives in the first year? And how does
Yeah.
it work?
Yeah, so I can speak for IIM Bangalore. So in the first year, almost 90 to 95% courses are, let's say, pre-decided and they are compulsory courses. In the third term, you will be having option of taking 2 electives. So this you can do with in relation to the domain in which you are placed in your summers, just to help you get a better grip on those subjects and those concepts just before starting your summer internship. And the whole second year, all the 3 semesters, you will be requiring to select electives of your choice. So in IIMs, I think there is no specialization as such. It all depends on how electives, which all electives you choose, and you can just apply for any position or any domain of the jobs that you wish for.
Correct, because in your degree you do not get an MBA in marketing or MBA in
Exactly.
finance, right? So for someone who is not sure of their specialization even after 1 year, how can they find out? What are the ways of finding out what they like, maybe?
It will eventually come in terms of the performance of your academic subjects. Which subjects interest you a lot? Which type of case studies you find more interesting?
Right.
Like which courses will make you study better, right? Which all concepts that you find very much interested, and these will be the things that you wish to work for, right?
Right.
So in the first year, there is a mix of all the domains.
Yeah.
Let's say, be it finance, be it economics, be it marketing.
Yeah.
So there are roughly 2 to 3 subjects per domain you will be encountering in your first 2-3 semesters only.
Yeah.
So I think academic stuff is very much useful in deciding in which domain you want to work, if at all you are not sure about it, even after 1 year.
Sure. And if suppose someone is placed into a marketing internship and he wants to specialize in finance later on, so what can he do, because his summer internship is in marketing? So will he get shortlisted in the finals according to marketing only, or does he have a chance to switch to finance? That case.
Yeah, so it is a bit difficult, I think, after your summer placement, so just to directly change your specialization from marketing domain to finance domain. But yeah, possibility can be neglected, right? If you put enough effort, you can achieve that also. But
Yeah.
for the particular top end finance role, I suppose it is very difficult to change.
Now, engineering versus the MBA curriculum. So, like for people who are just joining as a fresher, what would be your advice who do not have a work ex? They have just come from the engineering background and switching to this MBA. What's the difference
Yeah.
majorly do you find there?
Yeah, so what happens in engineering is you have a predefined things that this should work in this way only, and you apply some formulas and do calculation, and you get the solution, right? And there is only one solution to a particular problem. But in the MBA curriculum, things are not like that. There will be 2 or 3 or let's say multiple solutions to tackle a business problem, and the kind of business problems that you will be encountering in your job, or let's say in your curriculum case study, these things would be as straight as what you were taught in your engineering life. This you will need much more out of box thinking here, and not just follow a particular path and you will get the answer. Main difference I felt between engineering and MBA.
So I would say in MBA you get a lot of diverse people to interact with. In engineering, you have a homogeneous group who have just given the same
yeah,
exam and have the same 12, background PCM. And so here you get people from like lawyers to CAs, everyone is studying in the same, and there's lot to learn, lot from your peer group in MBA. So I would say in that case, you have the 2 years go very fast compared to the 4 years of engineering, and you'll have, I think, tremendous learning if you are open to networking. So Karthik, in that case,
exactly.
what is your advice in networking, like connecting to people with your batchmates, especially virtually? Will it be more difficult to form that peer group? Especially that comes in B school
Mhm.
competitions, they participate together in a lot of things. So how do they,
Yeah.
gel in this virtual world? Or
Yeah, definitely this, let's say, virtual thing has made this networking thing a difficult task
Hmm.
because you can't directly communicate with anyone, right? And to form your groups, you talked about the B school competition. So
Hmm.
I would like to add some more points to it. B school competitions are very, let's say, easy way to make you understand about the business situation that a lot of companies face
Hmm.
in their work, right?
Yeah.
And you will be doing the problem solving things participating in these kind of competitions.
Hmm.
And one more thing here is many companies directly offer PPOs or let's say summer placements through these kind of competitions.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
your direct way to get into your dream company,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Correct.
And with related to networking, I feel you need to have a strong group to participate in these school competitions.
Hmm.
So what I feel is from the start, you should gather a bunch of guys with various expertise in the various domains, right? And then come as a team and do the case competition together. And you should start this from very early,
Hmm.
from the first year itself,
Yeah.
because as the time pass, the groups will be formed and you will be finding difficulties in getting a
Hmm.
good team and all.
Sure, sure, sure. So I think B school competitions are really, you get a lot from the output of B school competitions. Like you can get a full-time job offer, cash prizes. Then
Yeah.
you will also get to understand your interest in various domains, because the business problems it can be related to finance or marketing or HR or different field operations. So it's a great way to know your interest, get a full-time offer, and yeah, your all your skills, and also CV point obviously for finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a great thing, B school competitions to look for. So your any advice to ace these competitions or forming groups? Should we have a diverse group of people in a team? Any inputs for that?
Yeah, yeah, you should have a diverse group which
Hmm.
has different experiences. Like you need one finance guy,
Hmm.
you need one guy who is good at marketing,
Hmm.
you need one good guy who has prior experience in operations or
Hmm.
supply chain
Hmm.
management kind of
Right.
thing.
Hmm.
So these three, four level of expertise will be sufficient team together and perform well in this kind of competitions. And what I feel is, if you're the first, you should look for the bond. You should
Hmm.
be free and frank with those three, four people, and you should be a team, not just having expertise in various domains will work
Hmm.
always,
Right.
because everyone has to put their effort and then do something good and come together with a brilliant solution. Then only you will be winning the competition.
Right.
Because a lot of times it happens that you won't be tasting the success at the very early stage. You need to
Yeah.
perform
Yeah.
really well
Correct.
to get a
Yeah.
success in this kind of competition.
Sure, sure. And also try out different permutation and combination of people in the
Yeah,
initial stages. So it can be a difficult thing in the virtual setup, but somehow they'll have to figure out a way, I think. Maybe talking to their seniors can help a lot. As you said, reaching out to
yeah,
people can help at such times. MBA. Two things that you wish you knew before coming to MBA.
yeah. So first thing I would say, the level of competition at top schools, because many of the aspirants will think that, oh, they have
Hmm.
cleared CAT and then
Hmm.
they have got into premier institutes, and now everything will be just a cakewalk.
Yeah.
That isn't the actual truth, right? Because every other person in your batch is as good as you, if not better.
Yeah.
Okay, and the level of competition in every aspect of your MBA journey will be tremendous. Note this thing. It won't be an easy task. You have to achieve your dream, you have to give your best efforts and put your 100% performance. Then only the dream job or whatever you wish for to do in MBA, right? You will be able to achieve it.
Any other thing related to social skills, maybe?
Person like me at the initial stage was fearful of public speaking because the kind of education that we had in, let's say, schools and colleges and even in B.Tech, it doesn't make you update your skill of public speaking or
Right,
let's
right.
say presentation or how to talk in front of the crowd. So I feel if you have this skill of talking and communicating what actually you are thinking to a big crowd, right? So
Right.
this will be a very beneficial thing for you. During your 2 years of MBA, you will be going through hell lot of presentations, PPT sessions that you need to deliver with the group individually. So all these things, when you pass out of MBA, then you will be able to do all these things. But if you have that confidence prior to joining the B school, then this will be your added advantage in your journey.
Sure. Now, when we were talking about this, I thought of, how Excel and PPT skills are so important and so very neglected by us in the engineering days. So my also
Yeah.
advice would be if you can do some advanced courses in Excel or presentation skills that can help you big deal in competitions or presentations, right?
Correct. Because Excel and PPT will be the two most used things of your MBA life,
Yeah.
and you will be using these two softwares day in, day out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you need to study all the basic functions of Excel and just be ready with some good templates to show your
Yeah.
whatever research that you do in your projects in a form of, let's say, infographics. And I would like to suggest one more thing. People can learn some data visualization tool like Tableau also.
Okay,
You don't
yeah.
need to master it. You just need to have a basic sense of how things work in Tableau, because this will help you represent your data in Excel sheet more interesting manner with the graphics.
Sure.
So I think R, Python, all these things will be very much helpful in
Right.
using your analytics.
Any final tips, Karthik, you would like to give to the aspirants who are just beginning their CAT journey, preparing for the exams or looking for coaching institutes, where to join, what to do, having so many
Yeah.
apprehensions? Any advice?
So two things like firstly, I think the whole point of MBA is making you realize that you need to prioritize your things. Starting from the CAT exam, right? You need to pick the questions that you can do. It doesn't matter if you are solving a difficult question or an easy question. The marks at the end you will get is +3, right? So you need to search and eliminate difficult ones. You need to go on to your strengths and give your 100%. So prioritizing your domain of work very early on, these kind of things will help. And the second thing, earlier also I said that you need to be calm and relaxed in our situation, because this MBA journey, there will be lots of instances where you'll be stressed, you'll be pressurized, but still you will have to perform your 100% and give your best and achieve whatever your target is or whatever your project demands.
Sure. Also, the CAT exam is designed in a way that quant section comes first, then DILR, the pressure builds up, and then spillover effects
Yeah,
happens on VARC. So how you can maintain
exactly.
your calm and resilience in all three sections, that is tested from the
Yes,
CAT entrance itself, so that you perform well in the
yes,
2 years also and in your life. So that skill of
yeah,
resilience and staying calm in all situations will actually help you throughout your journey, right?
yes,
So thanks, Karthik. Thank you so much for your time. And
yeah.
this session will be very helpful for all the aspirants. And whoever wants to comment and ask Karthik anything more, he'll be seeing the comment section if you want to post any questions here. More sessions on summer internship preparations. If Karthik has time in the future, we'll get to understand how he converted his PPO and some tips on that. Because now you are just entering the B school phase. That's why the topic revolved around general aspects of entering the B school. So Kartik, thank you so much for your time and wish you all the best for your Dr. Reddy's journey. And yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Akhil. Thank you so much for inviting me into this session. And yes, really, I'm grateful to this. This is my first time I'm doing this kind of session with any YouTuber. I must say, you are a YouTuber now. Proudly, I can say.
But we'll be having
Yeah,
more sessions. This is your first session. We'll have various topics to talk on. So please give your time in the
yeah,
future also.
definitely. I'm I'm available. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
We
Thank
can
you.
work on it. Yes.
Thanks. Thanks. Bye bye,
Yeah.
guys. Bye
Thanks,
bye.
Akhil.
Thanks.
Yeah.